Question then.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here with the inimitable Chris Williamson, who is on his way into the Your Party conference. But Chris spent the last couple of days in Jersey for the trial of Natalie Strecker. And I think that Canary and Squawk Box readers will be interested to hear what he's got to tell about the procedure there and how that's all running. So, Chris, fire away.
I was there for the first 2 days of the trial. I got there towards the back end of the first day when the prosecution was setting out its case, a very poor, weak case. I mean, what they're claiming is that Natalie has called for support for a prescribed organisation. Now, Jersey, of course, is a different sort of jurisdiction to England and Wales, but the legislation is very, very similar, and so she's being charged with terrorism. A more peace-loving, caring, compassionate person we couldn't wish to meet than Natalie Strecker. But as I say, the first day was setting out their case, and the police raided her home at 6:30 in the morning, as is their wont, and seized all of her material. And after 52,000, I think it was, social media posts, they were able to pull out 8 that they suggested gave the impression that she was calling for support for a prescribed organisation. It wasn't, and as I say, their case is very, very poor. She had 4 very strong character witnesses, including Amro, who from Palestine, from the West Bank. He spoke via video link in support of Natalie. She didn't give evidence herself because on the first day her entire statement was read out, as was an article about the case that had been written in the Electronic Intifada. The closing speeches will be made on Monday by the prosecution and the defence solicitor. But what I thought was interesting, well, a range of things were interesting and very sinister. Well, one, that she's being prosecuted in the first place, but secondly, the British government sent a top KC to advise the prosecutor, and one of the pieces of advice that she was giving to the prosecutor was to tell the court that the jurats, which is a sort of equivalent of the jury, 2 lay members from the island, sit, as it were, with a judge, and they will reach a verdict in the end. But his view was that they should be told that international law didn't count, that they had to disregard international law in this case. We're hopeful that Natalie will come out of this victorious. She should do if there's any justice, but we know often justice is in short supply at the moment in this country. But I'm fairly hopeful that we will prevail there, and that will be a real body blow, I think, to the whole Zionist lobby. We saw Greg Hadfield securing his success the other day. We've seen the bullshit prosecution by the Campaign Against Anti-Semitism against Professor David Miller being taken over now by the Crown Prosecution Services, and the possibility that they will drop it. So they are beginning to be pushed back, but it's very, very clear that there's a massive head of steam, behind this. The British state is using all its power.
Well, you mentioned that the state really wants to win on this, and they've sent a specialist barrister over to assist the local guy. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes, indeed. As a top government KC was there advising the prosecutor, the Jersey-based prosecutor,
and not just letting him speak.
Well, no, indeed. I mean, she was there. I mean, if you didn't know, you might have thought, well, maybe she's kind of a junior barrister, because the process in court is, they'll pass notes or whatever. But she was, every time he was on his feet, she was tugging on his gown, and he was having to lean down, and she was giving him instructions. And one of those instructions that she gave was to tell the court that international law was irrelevant and must be disregarded. I mean, it's kind of astonishing.
That is astonishing, as if we're not signed up to it, But,
well, indeed. I mean, it's it gives the lie, doesn't it, to everything that Britain claims to stand for. The British establishment, anyway, claims to stand for. They are an authoritarian, warmongering bunch of. I won't say a swear word, but they're not nice people. Let's put it like that.
Excellent, Chris. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a good day in there today, and I hope we'll bump into you again so you can tell us how it's all gone.
No way. No worries. Thanks, mate.
Take care.